It's Thursday morning, December 18th. This morning I was in the 5th chapter of Revelations, and I want to share on Revelation 5, verses 5 through 7. Here in heaven, John's in heaven and he's watching, and the angel's asking, who can open up the scroll? And John says they looked to and fro. They looked all over, all the people who were there, all those who were with the Lord throughout all the ages, and there was nobody worthy to open it. And John begins to cry. John begins to weep because there's nobody worthy, because we're not worthy in ourselves. But then when the elder says, wait, weep no more. Behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, has conquered. So he can open the scroll and its 7 seals. And between the throne and the 4 living creatures, and among the elders, I saw a lamb standing as though it had been slain, with 7 horns and 7 eyes, which are the 7 spirits of God sent out into all the earth. And he went and he took the scroll from his right hand of him who was seated on the throne, and he began to open it. A lot in those 2 verses, but I want to point out one thing. The elder says, behold, look at, behold him, look at him. He is the Lion of Judah, the Lion of the tribe of Judah. This goes back into when Jacob prophesied over his children before he died. And he told Judah that he would, from him would come one who would rule all things. And he called him the Lion. He says like a lion. But he said after he devoured his food, he would sit and he would rest. And nobody would challenge him. And then, but he would come from his loins. And so that, we know that was a prophetic picture of the Messiah. And then Jesus came. He's the Lion of Judah. He's the one that conquered death. He's the one that conquered sin. He's the one that conquered the enemy. He's the one that set you and me free. And as many as want to receive him as their King and as their Lord, and the forgiveness of their sins comes into his kingdom, he's the one that will rule forever and ever and ever. He is the Lion of Judah. But then he says, behold him. And so when John looks, what does he see? He says, I saw a lamb, not a lion. I saw a lamb standing as though it had been slain. Not just any lamb, but one that had been slaughtered, slain. And he goes on and talks about it. And he says, and he went and he took the scroll from his right hand, and him was seated on his throne. This is a beautiful picture. Jesus is the Lion of Judah. He has defeated the enemy. But how did he defeat him? By roaring, by fighting, by coming in his power and his strength? No, he defeated the enemy by surrender to his Father's desires and wishes. He defeated the enemy by surrendering to the cross. Something the enemy didn't expect. He defeated the enemy. He set us all free because he surrendered to the shame and the death of the cross. He's our model. He's the one who lives inside of us and wants to live his life out through us. And so that tells me, Tom, quit fighting for your rights. Quit fighting against your enemies. Quit thinking that you can overcome those who are ungodly by your strength, by your wisdom, by your arguing and your debating. Because those are empty things. We win the battle by surrender, the same way Jesus did. We win the battle by surrendering to what Jesus is doing in our life, by letting go. by blessing those who curse us, by turning the other cheek, by loving our enemies. That's hard to do, but we surrender to the Holy Spirit, to the Father, and to Jesus, and we have the victory. The same way Jesus had the victory, not because he came roaring like the lion that he was, but because he came as a lamb that laid down his life for us. That's my prayer, is that we will let Jesus transform us into his image, that we'll let him live his life through us. And then we'll quit fighting, we'll quit arguing with people, we'll quit debating all these different things that we think we have to hold on to and strike in order to somehow have our freedom. Our freedom comes in surrendering. Our freedom comes from him. Our freedom comes by simply trusting Jesus and speaking when he says to speak and being quiet when he says to be quiet. Thanks for listening. Let me do that.